please stand for our pledge of allegiance?
You gonna call meeting order first?
Just throwing in curveballs.
Make a finger to me.
No.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Seaman?
Here.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Here.
Have a motion to approve our minutes from March 4th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
I'll second.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
All right, great. Let's start with our guests. Thanks for coming.
Sorry.
Okay.
We
all
missed
right.
you last.
Back row, we good?
I'm good.
Okay. Matt?
Observant.
Okay, good, good. Let's start off with introduction. Mr. Eric Jennings, our new Township Zoning Inspector. Thank you so much for coming on board.
Thank you for hiring.
So we'll start with our department reports. Mr. Weeks.
Our next meeting of the zoning commission is scheduled for April 8th, 2025. And prior to that meeting, we will have a public hearing. The public hearing is to consider the rewrite of section 20. We approved section 20's rewrite at our March 17th meeting and forwarded the information to the TC Trumbull County Planning Commission as required by the ORC. They will make the recommendation concerning section 20 on April 8th. We continued our discussion alternate energy source, solar energy systems, and we will continue to work on short-term rentals. Question I have is how's the Facebook page coming?
It's coming. I think I'm pretty good now that we got a policy. I'm just
Yeah.
I have to hook it to my own account first, and I've asked other people that do it, and it's a little nerve-wracking. You have to switch back and forth. And then I tried to give Jeff ability to get on, and I don't know if we were doing it wrong, so we're working through it. I just get nervous when I have to hook it to my account. I don't understand why Facebook makes you. I was thinking I might send them, unless you know, but as of April 1st, we don't have to advertise in the newspaper anymore.
Depending.
That's my thing, but I'm not sure what all that, for meetings, for us, we do not have to.
There are.
What about
sent
you?
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you there. I sent an email to Jason
Okay,
that was several weeks ago.
okay,
And his concern is that the section 315 was kind of hazy in a couple places because there are a couple places where townships have to advertise more than one time. And if you have to advertise more than one time, there's a different set of rules out there for that. So just his
Yeah.
word was caution on make sure you know what you're advertising and what the rule is for that advertising.
I know so does that pertain to you then? Also for your zoning meetings?
Mhm.
Okay, because the CCAO, which is the County Commissioners Association, just released a nice bulletin today. And it says we don't have to go in the newspaper, but you have to advertise like either on your Facebook page and your website. So I am gonna have to get our website. We're gonna have to get more access to have like a window there where we can advertise.
Yeah.
So that'll save a lot of money actually, because unfortunately our Tribune,
Well,
I love them, but very expensive to
Now, legal
advertise.
notices is a
Very.
different set.
Okay,
This is just advertising for meetings.
for meetings.
If I'm advertising for a public hearing, it's got to go through the same process that we have gone for
And
years.
you're sure on that?
I'm 99% sure.
Okay. Okay, because we're looking into it. Yeah, okay. Perfect, thank you. Because April 1st, that takes effect.
Yeah. Well, April 3rd, according to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay,
Okay.
good. Anything? All right, thank you. Eric, anything to report?
We've passed a couple zoning approvals for the township for the new gazebo.
Yes.
Uh,
The shed
Just a
roof
week
out
to
here?
get the shed roof over the gas pump, and I got 3 tomorrow that I'm gonna go out and meet and give approvals to, I
Okay.
believe.
Okay, great. All right. Just if you need help with anything, just feel free to ask. Okay. Yes.
Eric was at our meeting last night, and I just want to compliment him for his input. there's great dialogue back and forth on a lot, several things, so.
Excellent. Yeah, good. Okay. Chief. I'm sorry.
Don't get your road.
Oh, yeah, no, too.
I know.
All right, you got a whole list, right?
No, because as far as service, coming up as chief tire rotation,
Okay.
we're keeping these roads together.
I
Right now, that's been a struggle, and then doing all the cemetery stuff
Yeah,
with this new computer.
yeah.
So,
You spent a long time on it yesterday.
Yeah.
Thank you for
and I
that.
spent time on it again today.
Did you?
Yes. So I just getting all that stuff done.
Okay.
Mainly keep up on our roads, trying to keep up on our roads.
It really had a hard winter.
Oakfield North is killing me. I'm ready just to start ripping it apart.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't have a choice. I mean, we're with big holes in it.
Well,
Housecraft has been getting bad too. I mean, we did 4 big patches on Housecraft today.
Yeah, there's a big alligator pop-up on Hazelcraft.
What?
Right after where they stop, now that I know where he stopped, but I noticed one the other day.
My thing is, if I keep going and going, I'm gonna redo the whole thing. I mean, I'm trying to do what's popping up and loose now and keeping the other stuff there until, because if I keep going and going, I'll tear the whole road up.
Culverts are sinking in on my end
are they?
after this winter.
Yeah, that one down by him is it got a little dip in it, yeah.
Okay.
But if I put blacktop in there, it's just gonna push straight back out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, I mean,
It'll slow people down, leave it alone.
That's true. That's true.
you know, so we figure out what to do. I can't put blacktop in this culvert's different.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got a road survey to go over. We'll get to that as soon as we get finished with our chief. Go ahead, sir.
Still waiting on, the heater core for the engine. Hoping to be in pretty soon, you know, he turned off, so springtime now.
So next week.
Sit
Liberty
close.
Township, I don't know if you watch their meetings or anything, but they made an offer and actually have already approved, they'd like to purchase our old squad.
Okay.
They've offered us $5,000 for it. They've had it for 2 weeks now, using it, because they have one that's, out of service. So they've made that offer. I got a quote from TenCare, because, you know, our new one's due in 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks, a month, whatever. So I asked him, so, you know, if we trade in that International, what would they give us for it? And he said, between 3,000 and 5,000 is what it's worth on trade. So,
What did we spend on the motor last year? Wasn't that when we just put the new motor in? Oh, good. Phew.
that was
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the new one.
So when we were sitting at the table last week and we came up with these numbers too, I just couldn't believe it. But Jason was there. He gets on the internet. Anything from 3,000, a high, I think 6,000.
6,
I have 6, so 5,000 is not, I guess, not bad. It's awful. Yeah. But,
But then he was 20-some years old.
yeah, there you go.
So,
There you go.
It's going to help the local community
Yeah.
also.
That's it.
Yeah,
We'd be lucky to get something to help us.
that's right. Okay. Well, do you have that paper formal?
No, I don't have.
Oh, okay.
Offer from them, but they did approve it at their last trustees meeting.
Yeah, we get a motion, but I don't have anything in writing. I think we're gonna have to wait till the next meeting to do that.
I can have them send a formal. You know, when they send.
We didn't send a form.
Okay.
What about a real quick
So if
email?
we-
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they approved. They approved it at their meeting.
Okay, all right. So this is Liberty?
Are we tabling this and talking about it?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out.
Okay.
What's your feeling? You wanna table it one meeting, or do you wanna try and get it done now?
That's me?
Yeah,
I think we should get it done.
okay.
Sounds like you guys,
Yeah, I think they did
Check
the
the
research.
research.
Yeah,
Do we get all the equipment?
I mean, I hate
Like,
to do it,
what's-
to see it.
There's still some equipment in, we have to get out, but,
okay.
you know, like our cot and stuff, they still have that down.
Okay.
That'll all come back up.
Oh, so, okay. The cot is not included. Okay, all right.
Well, also all the equipment and send back the empty truck to them.
Sure.
That'll work.
There you go. All right. Okay. I'll put forth a motion to accept the Liberty Township, correct? Offer of $5,000 for the squad. Have a second?
I'll second it.
All right.
Wait, I'm not going, I have to go do a roll call, but can I know the year of the squad? Can I just have a little bit of detail for the motion?
What is it? It's a
2006, it says.
International. I
2006?
think it's in a 5 though.
It was built in 2005.
Yeah.
Orton
Yeah, or the international.
International? Okay, I
Yeah.
just want to have
Yeah.
something in the motion. Okay. So, Mr. Seaman,
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo,
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck,
Yes.
will you please get me the mileage off of that? That way I can, for the title, so I can transfer the title? Okay, thank you.
Bring it back. We received our annual reports from Medi-Cal Management. You can read through that. We got 2 copies, so I gave them one and I have one.
Yeah, if anyone would like a copy, we'll make you one.
Yeah, if you like it. It's kind of discouraging, but good thing about it is our revenue per call is up, which is good as far as a billing company. And as far as our people writing reports, it means that the reports are complete. They have, detailed information as far as BLS, ALS, medications they give, all that stuff, because each one of those ticks is more money. So we've greatly improved on our report writing. So our revenue in 2022 per call was $340, average $340 per transport. And last year was $435 transport. So it's about $100 more per transport. The problem is the run volume is down. So in 2022, we brought in $181,000 in billing and EMS. And last year it was $90,000. So it's half of what it was. So we can't predict how many people get sick and you transport to the hospital, but that's the part of doing business like that. There are some other different numbers and stuff on here, but
Did you say the calls? How many calls did you say that? 257 calls in 22,
yep,
160 in 24.
those are transport.
Transport,
Yeah.
so, but wow, isn't that,
2022 was a busy year.
yes.
Is that a difference because maybe less volume from Bloomfield or?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mespo left us, Bloomfield left us. So yeah, that was a big hit.
So in-house Bristol not change much. It's the outside.
Yeah, it's very consistent. Yep, so that's available. The sign's ready. I mean, it's,
Mm-hmm.
sunny and whatever, so how are we gonna proceed with that?
Okay. Jeff, you believe you were working on that?
My goal was to do it in-house. I think Ed, myself, Jimmy, a couple people helping, Jason.
Jason.
I need to tear into that.
He needs to
Instruction
be
manual.
my eyes when I run the backhoe to take it out there. He's the only one I trust.
I think we can do it with a little bit of help and a little bit of assistance, but that's up to you guys.
So we got to do concrete work, block work or anything?
Well, I want to look at, my thought was get rid of the foundation that's currently there. 2-cylinder foundations right where the bolts need to be. And go from there. That should be relatively straightforward, with a little bit of help from hopefully Robin's husband. Guidance, you know what I mean? That just says, hey, that needs to be that deep or that wide.
Yeah.
I don't know them rules, you know what I mean? But other than that, I can't see.
Yeah.
It being
We
any-
need to get him to
And he said he would help.
look at it.
Okay.
He said he would help. But I don't know if we can go that route. We may not be able to use the tubular things like I'm thinking. We may have to have Ed dig a thing and put a footer in there and come up. But either way, I think, with some assistance, me and Ed and Jimmy and Doug and whoever, I think we can make that happen, but.
We need to get Joe there, over there
Right.
first.
There is a manual there, right, chief? Okay.
All right, start work on that then, okay?
Chief, I think you were reading the adjustment when you said how much.
I don't know.
Yeah, those were adjustments. It's not as
Oh,
bad as you
okay.
think, honestly. In 22, we took in 87,000, and in 24, we took in 69. That's the payment that we
Okay,
actually
yeah.
received. This back page is actually the insurance adjustments.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
not as bad as you, sorry, I didn't see this before, I was just reading. But that's how much adjusted off because of insurance. Wow. They adjusted off $90,000. So,
Yep.
yeah.
And there's a couple departments looking to rescue. We haven't even advertised it yet, so.
Okay,
A couple of
good.
them, so hopefully we get an offer soon.
All right. Thank you, sir.
How about if you call that guy Grayson again and ask him what that rescue's worth, so we have an idea?
They only do, handles.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm waiting
I
on
could-
pictures still?
Huh?
Pictures? Gov deals?
Yeah, when we're, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
These.
I was hoping one of them would buy it before we had to do it.
No, I meant the one out back.
Oh, that one, oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the one out back. I wanted to get a.
Yep. Okay.
Money.
I've got pictures of both trucks. So.
I don't. You got my email?
How you gonna do with that?
I need pictures and just some detail on it and mileage, and I'll get it online on Gov Deals right away. So, thank you.
Jeff, any old business? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oops, oh,
Within the last couple of weeks, there was a news article on Bezetta where they were making a big deal out of their ISO rating went down significantly. Do you have any word on what's happening in Bristol?
Ours is a pretty steady 9.
I was wondering, I'm gonna ask the same question now that we have more water on wheels. Would that help us or no?
Yeah, but you have to understand that the ISO rating is, it's an overall complete picture of everything,
Yeah, I mean, I
which
understand.
includes manpower, staffing,
Training.
alarm systems, training, inspections, equipment, and all that stuff. They've got several full-time people over there they're committed to.
Well, I didn't think we would be a 3, but
No,
would
we
we
don't.
be a 6 or a
We
7
can
or
go
an
down to
8?
a 5, we can go down to a 5.
Right.
Something.
Well, that's half. That'd be great.
Yeah, but again, go home and check your insurance company and see if they even recognize ISO. There's a lot of, it's real political move and it's, a lot of companies don't even recognize ISO anymore, so.
And my point was that if people see that on the news, then automatically they're thinking about, well, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
And the damage is done. You know, once they see that,
Yeah.
Bezetta got a 2, you know, what are we, you know, you talking 9, what's the
Yeah.
difference there? You know?
I can't believe they got a 2. I mean, the city of Cincinnati is a 1. Okay, so you're telling me that. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. That they're as good, almost as good as the city of Cincinnati, and Cincinnati, there's only a few ones in the state of Ohio anyway. And I know you go to Columbus is a 2, yeah. You go over here to North Park and Town Line Road, and, you know, we beat them there. There's no water there, and yet. So.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. This is
Okay. Jeff, any old business first?
No, sir.
No.
Um, Yeah. Is new business, not all new business, okay. Any new business, Mr. Jeff?
No, sir.
The monuments under new business?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You got it.
Okay, all right.
That's the only thing I
Okay,
was looking at.
in the new business, we met with our county engineer last week and talked about options on Oakfield North. And they let us know that the Hasselcraft Bridge right around the corner from UCAN is slated to be repaired this summer. It will not close. They're gonna do one lane at a time. They've already got the steel ordered. It should be on the way.
What's wrong with the bridge that this wasn't addressed a few years ago when we redid the road?
It's up for reevaluation, and some of the supports are rotting out, so they're replacing all the steel supports underneath of it.
So nobody looked at that before we
This
had all
is-
the money to
This
look at it?
is, this is
Looked at
when
every
this is
year.
scheduled for maintenance,
Yeah,
on the books to be scheduled to be looked at, and something they found it, and they're replacing it.
They look at them every year.
It's not like they're replacing the bridge.
No, they're just
No.
replacing some of the beams. on the-
They're not
Yeah.
replacing the bridge, they're just
oh, yeah,
replacing
the
some beams
surface,
underneath.
yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna
Support
take it, it's a 2 currently, I believe, right, or a 3?
Yes,
And it's gonna probably go to a 5 or 6, which
correct.
will get it off the radar. Once it goes, it's a 3, because if it goes to a 2, it has to
It's
be,
automatic.
it has to be,
Taurus.
checked every day.
Yeah,
Oh, geez.
Now it gotta be checked once a year as a 3, and we wanna get it up to a 5 or 7.
um. Road survey. Jim and Ed went around last week and surveyed our roads and put a rating on each road from 0 to 5. 0 being the worst, 5 being the best. We have one road that is a 1, and that's Oakville North. Already spoke about that tonight. Bendman East is a 2, and Nurse Road up by Sager Cemetery is also a 2. So we're looking at probably chip and sealing those roads at a minimum this coming summer. There is some talk about doing cold paving on Oakfield North. That would be a major project, and we would have to use OWC money, OPWC money for that. And we probably would have to split that up into 2 sections. Okay.
You talking north of 88?
I'm sorry, sir.
North of 88 or which?
Yes,
Yeah, north of
yes,
88,
yeah, north of 88, right. We've got a total of 12,300 feet on that, so it's about 2.3 miles. And if we split that in half, there you go. So I think what I'm going to do is we'll ask the county engineer to do traffic counts on that, and that's how you start to qualify for the OPWC, and we'll see if that does qualify. The next question is that road have enough homes on it to really make sense of cold paving that road? Right now, we've got about 20, and we think we've got room for about 4 or 5. So we're looking at 25, maybe 30, but that's years down the road. Does that feel like there's enough homes on that road to
Well,
allow that?
depends on how much money we're talking.
We are probably talking,
How much
oh
per
boy,
foot?
yeah. Well, let's just,
That's not
Let's-
like chip and
let's-
seal, right?
oh, no, you're talking a lot more money. We're hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that would be a matching grant from the state if we were able to get that. Exactly. So let's do the traffic counts. Let's see what the prices are. We can get it started.
Yeah, I'll put a request
Let's
in.
do a
There's no fee
request.
for the traffic counts or anything?
No, oh, no.
Everybody start going that way.
Drive at your own risk.
Right, yeah.
Get the side by side out and run up and down
Run up and
there.
down that road 6 times a day, please.
At least once a day, so.
Okay.
So would you want me to put a request into the county engineer for quotes on Mahandam and
Yes,
North Road?
right.
Okay, from Mahandam, and where are we going from to from?
All the way.
It's from Oakfield North all the way up to North Park.
Oakfield?
We're talking Oakville North.
No, I'm talking
Oh.
Mahandam. Sorry, I
I'm
got
sorry.
this one.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. got it.
So Oakfield
Gotcha.
North to
All the way up to North Park.
North Park?
Yeah.
Chip and seal, and then Nurse East?
Nurses, yeah,
Yeah,
west of 88, or no, west of 45, down to, Fenton.
Okay,
and that's chip and seal
Yes.
also.
this is chip and seal.
Yeah,
Okay, so we want quotes on those.
yes.
Hard line.
We gotta figure out
Who
that
said
culvert on Bar Lane.
We gave that a 5.
5?
Yeah.
Bart
Is that
Lane,
before or after
Bart
the
Lane.
hump?
No, we did Bar Lane at 4.
He was looking at
Yeah,
your
it's got
driveway.
4.
What?
that culvert there, that's what killed Water Wing. that
Drive
rain.
around on some of the other roads.
I do, I drive on every one, but I live on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I have more too if you need it, so I have copies.
Okay,
Okay.
that's
Um,
got nice notes all on
I
it.
know.
So for the record.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so I'll ask the engineer.
Okay, so we're good on our road survey. Um,
And you want to penetrate, you want them to penetrate patch first, correct? And then
yes,
you
yes,
Penetrate patch too.
exactly.
Okay,
That'll even that road out.
Yeah,
and we'll have a
especially
better
when you're
solid
getting out
base. Yes,
okay.
okay. All right, let's go to the next. Several months ago, I guess, we lent our ambulance to Hubbard. What was it? No.
Gerard,
Gerard, okay, Gerard, okay. Out of that, we found that our insurance company would like us to have a township ambulance lending policy. So we've gone ahead and put that together. And we've also put together an actual agreement, and this has all been vetted by our county prosecutor's office.
no, I don't have a copy. I should make copies, sorry.
Okay.
Here.
I'll make copies.
Okay,
That's fine.
all right. Just an overview, it puts insurance requirements of $1 million. It lets the township who is being lent to know that if there's an accident, they are responsible for that accident and not us. And then also there's a lending period, shall be 7 days. At the conclusion of the 7 days, if the city can not return that because they still need it, then we'll go to a lease agreement, and the price of that lease agreement will be $50 per day. So I'll put that in the form of a motion to accept our ambulance lending policy. Do I have a second?
I don't know. I didn't think, I thought we talked about, we didn't want to charge. So, yeah, I mean, I'm.
All the forms that I
So-
got, there was a charge for a lease.
Yeah. So, and again, is there a difference between this lease and an emergency? So was that a call from Lawrence says, we wrecked our squad, you have an extra squad tonight that we can use? Do I have to get this done before I can
No,
take them? to that?
that's in there. You have the power to do it in an emergency.
In case of emergency, request a loan Bristol Township ambulance. The Bristol Fire Chief shall ask for a verbal consent to the Bristol Board Chairperson to loan the ambulance. Then it becomes the responsibility of the fire chief to document and complete the lending agreement between the two townships within 48 hours.
Okay. Does this also go for a fire truck?
That's one.
Separate form. But we can do the same. Jason said we can do the same.
I know currently, Farmington, their payments is out of service, so they're borrowing Mecca's. But that's an insurance, that job there, that's theirs was an accident, insurance is paying for
Yeah.
repairs. So they are leasing it to them.
That did not cover anything.
Mecca's leasing it to Farmington, so the insurance is paying for that.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't an insurance, job, then I don't really, I don't feel comfortable charging.
That's a piece of our equipment out of our township. And I think we should be compensated for that.
$50 a day isn't covering anything, though.
Right.
I mean, basically, all you're doing is, for lack of a better term, pissing the other township off.
Our insurance, I know you know.
That's my opinion, but
BFIS used to pay like $300 a day, is what a rental.
yeah, I mean, I understand if you're
Yeah.
gonna lease from another rent, I get that. I totally understand that, but I don't, I mean, and we talked about that at the last meeting. Someone said, why don't we keep an ambulance and lease it out? I don't think you want to get into that. I don't know, that doesn't,
Well,
we can talk about that, I guess.
we've already, Liberty's had our ambulance for 2 weeks. We're not charging them anything, are we?
No.
We didn't have all.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
I would, I mean, you've never,
Does anyone
that I
else
know of.
charge?
Does anybody?
No, nobody does. Like I said, the only reason that exchange between Mecca and and Farmington's going on is because it's an insurance job. Otherwise, if Mecca didn't have an ambulance available, then Farmington would be leasing, a squad from probably PennCare, a used one from PennCare, and they'd be charging $350 a day.
I think that should be up to you. If somebody wants to leave or borrow ambulance or a truck or whatever, if they need it for a couple days or a
It's-
week, okay, but after so long, you would probably say, hey, guys, you know what, we need it back now.
That's what, because Champion had that, Champion one, there's the Farmington original, or Champion needed it back, so they call
Yeah.
back, so they called back. Mecca had one available, so they sent that over there. It's there for a while, but like I said, it's an insurance thing. Yeah, I typically, I mean, 2 weeks is a long time, you know,
Yeah.
but like I said, they really want to buy it, that's why they still have it,
Right.
so.
We've got-
Usually it's just a few days,
Okay.
so.
So right now, in the policy, it's 7 days free,
Mhm.
and then we have to go to a lease. Do you want to extend that period of time?
I hate to say leave it up to the chief,
What?
but. No, I.
No, I
What if we
think
just
we're
made
doing
it-
him a disfavor if we don't give him a sustained policy. We need to give him the parameters so he knows, he can make a decision that way. We just can't leave him hanging up in the air.
Well, he can make a decision anyway.
I would say 14 days, because, I mean, we had that
You
motor
already did,
replaced,
right, there
and
you go.
Right.
it was, a week or so, we
Right.
replaced the entire motor. So if they had to borrow it for more than 2 weeks, okay, but I think 2 weeks of free is
And you say,
then
then
we
you
go to
either
a
say
lease.
you want it back or you're gonna have to pay.
Okay,
I think that's a good
I'm okay
compromise.
with that.
Yep,
If everyone else is okay with that.
that's a good compromise.
2 weeks is a long time. Mhm.
I'll second that motion, Nikki.
All right. And I make the
Yeah.
change, okay.
Okay, sorry. Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
You make that change and send it?
Yes, and I'll email that to. Yes.
And the chief also.
Yeah, I can copy that.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, eventually.
Yes.
Electronic, I have to retype it,
Okay. Oh, you want a PDF?
preferably.
Okay.
I'll rewrite it.
All right.
Fillable.
Full PDF.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's update our cemetery rules at this time. The last time they were changed was 2010. So,
You guys will have them?
Well, we had
I
it
thought you
last
printed them.
week, but
I got them.
Yeah, I had them in last week's.
Yeah.
okay,
But it's in my
You got them?
So I didn't.
okay.
You
No,
need
you're
them?
good.
You wanna look at mine?
Yeah.
Just give them back, please.
I got 4 copies in the office.
Just the highlights real quick. Changes from, 2010. For transfer fees. We never applied those before. We are now, and I believe that's $25. That's taking, if you own a grave site and you want to transfer it to a child and you want an actual new deed, it'll be $25.
Never taking this out.
What's that?
Are we taking this out?
No, the one you need to take out. It's this.
One, two.
This is not,
Okay.
what we did,
The landscaping?
the shrubs.
Yeah, we did, I did take that out.
Oh.
You haven't got the up to date?
No, we
Oh, we got last
the old
week's.
one.
Okay,
Okay.
there you go. Yeah.
I
we did talk
got
about
to take one in my office.
Okay.
Sure.
That's fine.
3, please.
that. Our other change is that we are going to eliminate footstones. All headstones, primary headstones shall be placed at the head of a grave site. That has not been happening. So what I've got right now in section 2, 3, and 3 and 4, I've got, you can imagine a straight row of headstones. And then all of a sudden, in the same
Row.
plot, same row, you've got a stone here. So in order to get in to dig a grave, we're having to go like this. So if we go forward with making sure that our sections 7, 8, and 9, which are already laid out, we will have good rows. We're finding that section 6 is still being used. Section 7 is still being used. That's the one on the north side of the cemetery. Those are still being used. But section 1, 2, 3, 4, they're almost sold out completely. So if we make that change now, the rest of our cemetery is going to be very, very straight, very symmetrical. Okay. All headstones shall face to the east.
Yes.
So that's another thing that will help our cemetery greatly in the future. We've got headstones facing each way. You can't tell where coffins are until you have to manually take out a probe and put it in the ground to find them. We are still going to allow flush headstones may be used as a family member marker within the gravesite boundary within 8 inches of the primary headstone. Footstones are not permitted. So what that means is you've got a gravesite, husband, wife, and they have a son, daughter who pass away, and they want them buried there. Usually it's a cremation. You put the cremation in, and there's no room on the primary headstone to designate that. So we would allow a flush headstone to be put in front of the primary headstone to identify who is in that gravesite. And we wanted to keep it no footstones, so we'll keep it up next to the primary headstone. Veterans plaques may be placed in 2 places: on the back of a headstone, the primary headstone, or as a flush marker at the base of the primary headstone within 8 inches. There again, I've got bronze plaques that are flush mounted as footstones. And
they're 4 inches off of it.
Exactly. They're not even in the boundary.
The boundary of the.
So that will help tremendously. Trees and shrubs will now be prohibited from being planted on any grave sites. Okay. And the next line is trees may be planted as a memorial in the cemetery, but they must be placed with approval of the cemetery sexton. And what he will do, he will go to his site maps and he'll make sure that there's no grave site here, so that you can plant a tree in memorial of your loved one, put a plaque on it, and it'll be there forever. We will then, once that's done, that's in. That's our responsibility. We will take care of that. So those are the 7 major changes for the cemetery rules policy. Any thoughts?
You kind of went over it.
Okay. All right, I'll put in form of a motion. We accept that cemetery rules policy.
Tonight?
Sure. We can do that effective now.
I'll second that one.
Thank you.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Tricolor?
Yes.
Mr. Walden?
Yes.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
What, those rules that you just passed, do they apply back? Or when you originally bought your plots, does that count for anything?
Yes, you're not going to rip up stuff that is there and move it. If you're talking about shrubs.
What about that transfer fee? Okay, I bought so many plots, I just figured everybody in my family, if I need one, they can be buried there. You mean I gotta transfer them?
No, you don't. No, you can designate those without putting a new deed onto each gravesite.
I can, then,
Yes,
Okay,
you can
that's all
just
I need, yeah.
designate it. It won't
Yeah.
cost you a penny.
okay.
That's just to cover the cost of rewriting the deed if we had to rewrite it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
had
so yeah, we've had a bunch of people just that.
10, 12 at a time.
I mean, like if I died,
No, yeah, I understand.
they're gonna go to my daughter,
Yes.
which is,
That's part of the cemetery rules. Maybe I should have gone over there. A will, if you will those graves to certain people, we have to abide by that.
I don't have to transfer. No.
No.
Okay, that's all I was concerned about. Okay.
No. Okay. We've got the road survey done. Let's go, we've got one more policy to go over. We're talking about a war memorial policy. This came up when, we were asked to add a name of a resident of our town to our Vietnam memorial in the park. And some questions came up about it. What would the criteria be to allow someone to do that? So I'll just go over it real quick. The eligibility criteria would be they must be military service. They must have a connection to Bristol Township. They must either be born in Bristol, they must have enlisted in the armed forces while residing in Bristol. They must have lived in Bristol for 25 years or more and demonstrated a significant community involvement, such as a volunteer firefighter, a school teacher, or similar roles contributing to the township. They must have an honorable discharge. The service during a recognized period of conflict of war, Vietnam, Korea, so forth. A verification documentation. The veteran must provide a copy of their DD 214. And the cost of adding the name to the memorial, war memorial will be the veteran's family. A sponsor of the veteran shall pay for the engraving of the memorial also. And then we just have an application process to make sure that all of those documents are there. Gentlemen, any thoughts?
Nope.
Yeah.
You know my thought.
All right, we'll put that in the form of a motion to accept that policy for war memorial eligibility and the application.
I got,
Yes, yes.
you don't think that them being a war veteran is enough to get their name on there? You want them to have done something in the community? You're saying they
Well,
need to
just-
be a volunteer fireman or anything like that?
Well, I think it's important that they were part of the community.
Not just
someone
living here,
wasn't
Con.
born here.
Oh, I meant living here. You
Oh,
still
yeah.
think
Oh,
they should
yeah.
have been part of
Yeah,
something
but
in
if
this
they've
community?
If they've lived here, they're part of our community. Yeah, those are just examples.
Yeah, but I'm
Well,
saying,
you
you're
say-
saying they should have been on the fire department.
No.
No.
Oh, okay,
just
I misunderstood
examples.
that.
Yeah,
That's
just
what I
examples.
Oh,
of-
that's the way I
Oh,
understood
no,
that.
no
That's
eligibility that way.
examples. of-
Okay,
Yeah, no.
all right. That's,
I hate to say this, but what if they're 20 years old? They have lived in Bristol 25 years.
Then they wouldn't be eligible.
Well, they wouldn't have been in the this is for Vietnam.
yeah.
This
Oh,
is
this isn't for the future, this is. for
Oh, no,
now.
this is past.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. The memorial was done a long, long time ago. It was for veterans
Okay, so,
from the community.
Yeah.
That lived in the community, that served in Vietnam.
But we don't have a current one.
No,
Current militaries,
no,
Gulf War or anything like that.
no.
no.
we do not.
This is only, a good example is me. I'm a Vietnam veteran, served in the 101st Airborne Division. I was drafted, I was there 2 years in the infantry. I don't think I should be on that memorial. I didn't graduate from Bristolville. I wasn't born in Bristolville. I'm a Vietnam veteran. And I'm gonna agree with this for this person but just be cautious. I mean, I don't know how many people live in Bristolville now that were in the Vietnam War but never lived they didn't live here when they were in the war are maybe gonna wanna go on that monument. I personally would not, I would be ashamed to be put on that monument. That's only my thought. But I'm okay with the gentleman that wants to, he really wants to be on it. We got the criteria and that's up to us to make the criteria, so
But you are on other memorials, correct?
in Trumbull County.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. But anyway.
I want
That's
to
all
read
I
this
need.
statement real quick because I think Matt may have a valid point there because
Okay,
there's
which one?
the word is and. So it says lived in Bristol Township for 25 years or more and demonstrated significant community involvement. So Matt's question was, if they lived here for 25 years, is that enough? Or do they is there an and in there? Or is it an or?
Yeah.
That's
That
what
was his
I,
question.
that's what I
gotcha.
understood.
Okay, I missed that. I'm okay with putting or. Gentlemen?
So now we're saying they just have to live here for 25 years and they can get put on there.
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly what you're saying.
So, I mean, now this is almost null and void. The rest of it. It needs to say you had to live here for 25 years.
I think there's a slight difference too. Jim, you grew up in Warren, correct, Niles?
Leavittsburg.
Okay, so you're relatively
LA.
close. My dad grew up in New York, Niagara Falls, and he has not been back in New York in 40 years. He's lived in Bristol since the late 70s, his entire life. So, the way you guys originally wrote it, I feel is kind of disrespectful to veterans that have served, that do live here, that have raised kids that have graduated from this school district. In my case, married a woman who's lived in Bristol her entire life. I think the word ashamed is a little over the top, but I understand your position. You are also on a plaque somewhere else. So I think
It's not a Vietnam War
Plaque or memorial.
memorial. It's the Trumbull County Veterans Association. Big bricks. There's thousands of them on that.
Oh, downtown?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
No, I just think Matt had a very valid point in your wording. I mean, could be very confusing when someone reads that and they see the word and you're pretty much cut out because you weren't a firefighter or a teacher. He drove truck 80 hours a week for 45 years. He was never home.
So to your point, Jeff, if we put in or, why would that make everything else null and void?
Well, because now we're just saying basically as long as you've lived here for 25 years, we'll put you on there. The rest of the rule, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you still have to have an honorable discharge. though.
Well, yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we all,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you're
that's
right.
just
but I mean, basically
That's a
all the
given.
other things can be kind of
They sort of fall in line with, if that's,
correct.
okay.
They
I
can
see
almost, I mean, I hate to say they can almost be tossed out. And that's what Corey's saying. There could be some, under no circumstances do I want to be part of anything that says that we're not
Alienating somebody.
correct, that we're not allowing somebody on there. But
This has not come up. Vietnam War was over in 50 years ago.
right,
This is not gonna come up, I don't think,
No. 10 more times.
Yeah.
because we're almost, I mean, I'm
Well, it doesn't
75.
matter, but it's the way it's worded.
Oh, no,
That matters.
Yeah.
I'm not,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about the wording. I'm just saying it's been 50 years.
So get rid of from the and.
Yeah, what do you
down.
think? Just,
Strike that out from and down. To the town to,
no,
no, just to here.
we're just gonna change the one word, right? To or.
Because you want the discharge and all that.
Yeah.
No, I just meant in C, just strike
Yeah.
from here. We just live in Bristol Township for 25 years or more.
yes.
Okay,
And the period,
and then
period.
demonstrated
That's
significant,
gone.
that's
Yes,
all
just the
gone.
rest of C
And-
is what I meant.
There we go.
Okay.
So we're getting rid of all that.
Yes.
Yes.
What were the criteria before?
There wasn't any.
Yes, there was. You had to serve in Vietnam.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah,
1954
yeah, but nothing in writing.
till
Yeah, but normally it was like you said, you
1975.
graduated from school here or you're born here.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
And that's the way all.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I
That makes
assumed.
good sense. That
Oh,
way.
yeah. If you read the memorial, it says, I don't know the exact wording. The era, you had to,
Guess who's got a picture of it?
but anyway, it's,
Yeah.
See if I can find it. You have it.
Says dedicated to those from Bristol Township who served their country.
Yeah, there you go.
but read the rest.
That's the most.
I'm sorry, that was
There was more than that.
Between the
Years
65.
till 75.
the Korean conflict was 50 to 55, and then the Vietnam was 64 to 75.
They're still residents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I get it. I'm just saying the way that was worded, that
Yeah,
just.
thank
was-
you.
I wasn't down with that one for sure.
Okay,
No.
gotcha.
These guys made sacrifices and I know a lot of them. My father was one.
All right, so we've eliminated the end of line C, and 25 years is the length of time for living in the town. Is that the only changes that you see? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, I guess.
All right, I'll put in form of a motion that we accept our memorial eligibility policy. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Walden?
Yes.
Will you send this to me so I can make
Yes,
changes,
I'll do that
please?
too. It's getting to that time again, and I'd like to put forth a motion to rehire Travis West as of April 1st at a rate of $13 per hour,
Second. Oh, when? Starting when?
starting April 1.
Second.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Walden?
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is he old enough to maybe put through CDL school so he's ready to step up to the plate when ready?
He won't do it.
No.
No, he won't do it. He's
Okay.
just comfortable enough driving the load up and that's it.
We need to talk about scope. We had a great presentation at our last meeting, and we talked about the lunch program being available, and interest in the town seems to be really good at this time, and that it's a good time to get involved with them because it's the beginning of a 2-year cycle. And it would be no money up front from the township. The use of the banquet hall would be our in-kind money going, yeah, contribution, there's the word, okay. Any thoughts?
I wish Robin was here. Signed it.
Why is that?
Well, because she's
Oh, she's been pushing for it, yeah.
Miss Wilson. She's, I'm sorry.
I didn't say anything.
No, it came to, no, that's exactly
I
right.
didn't say
What do you
anything.
think of that word? Kinda.
She has been involved with him ever since
Yeah,
we talked about it.
yeah.
So, but,
Well, we'll text her, let her know we did it. Okay.
oh,
So do we need
I,
a motion
I,
now?
I
Yes.
tried to do it 2 years ago.
To put,
Nobody
how do
did it.
we word that?
Approved scope to use our banquet hall for the upcoming 2 years.
So do we have to approve scope to apply for an application, or what do we have to exactly do? Do you remember? Do we have to put an application in, or do we just?
Oh, they gotta do a lot of paperwork. That's why we
Okay.
didn't have anybody
Okay.
that wanted to step into the, you have to
Well,
have,
we
you
didn't.
gotta have a committee, you have to have a.
No, no.
It's,
They-
we would have done it the other way.
They're gonna
the other
do
way.
it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
They
gotcha.
have to have,
Yeah, they'll do that, yeah.
So we just need to approve scope to move forward
Yeah.
with,
There we go.
okay.
What days are they gonna do that or
Yeah.
one
I
day?
think we're gonna have to let that up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Steve,
think we have a little control of that.
on it.
Okay.
It's how many
Is it
hours?
is it one day a week or every day or?
It's completely up in the air.
I see.
5 days a week,
It depends
Fair
a
enough.
lot
What we
on
wanna do.
how much people use it.
There you go.
That will, so he said, maybe we'll play cards one night. If we only get 2 people, we probably won't play cards anymore. I mean, we may do it 3 or 4 times. If we continually get 2 people, cards will be cut out. We'll play bingo. We get 100 people, bingo's probably a good one. Probably gonna keep that one and we'll keep moving forward with that. That's kind of what he said.
Sure.
The big part of it is meals.
Right.
You could have breakfast and lunch every day if you want. You could have breakfast 2 days a week. You could have lunch one day. I mean, it's all up to us. It's not up to them. Scope runs the program. They do what we say.
What we asked,
If we
right?
have somebody that rents our hall we'll say Wednesday. Then they can't use it on Wednesday.
Right.
We have to have a precise what we're gonna do, what the hours are gonna be. And the whole thing is, they don't just come in and say, okay, we're taking your hall over and we're gonna have,
Gotcha.
breakfast 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, okay. So we get a
So-
second yet?
No.
Okay.
Did we make a
Yeah,
motion?
we gotta word this motion.
Okay.
Motion to approve scope to move forward with the process of operating at the Bristol Fire Hall. Is that what you want to say? Something like that?
Yeah, I mean, with the application,
And with the application. And then once it's approved, I'm sure they'll come back to us with an agreement.
Sure.
The application to operate at the Bristol
Yeah.
Fire Hall.
there you go.
There is an age limit, right, on that, 55 and up or something?
I think so. I think it's 55.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I know.
If not, we're gonna change it.
Yeah.
Okay, so a motion to approve scope to move forward with the application to operate at the Bristol Fire Hall.
I
Make that
qualify,
motion.
so it's all right with me. No.
Okay,
I'll second that motion.
Okay,
Mr. Seaman,
yes.
Mr. Chicolo,
Yes.
Mr. Walden.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Usually this long.
I know.
No, I was talking to Eric. Poor Eric, first meeting, we're killing him.
Oh, you know, I'm Tuesday.
Yeah, you know.
All right, okay.
So we're here for another one.
I promise you, Eric, we're usually quicker.
All right, weather,
Done.
That's been too busy.
what's that? I heard my name. Weatherproof display cases. Ed has gotten some prices for us. It came to our attention that the weatherproof case,
We're both saying we don't know what.
Yeah.
Missed that.
yeah, and this is just information. We can do this next meeting, but it's come to our attention that we need a larger space to put the rules in for the cemeteries, and Evergreen has
Oh,
never
okay.
had one. Okay, so we think we can get 38 by 28 weatherproof glass faced cases for under $150. Okay, we found them as low as 110.
Glass or plastic?
Glass, yeah.
Plexiglass.
Plexi,
Okay,
okay,
thank you.
all right.
I was gonna say.
And then for the administration building, we've got a nice spot, just, what do we got?
Either side of the window, no matter.
Either side, okay.
Either side.
Door or the window?
The
Window,
window.
window, between the window and,
What we had thought about doing was taking the 2 big plaques by the door and moving them to the outside part of the window, on the other side of the window, and then putting the big
Right.
case right there by the door. Where that little case is,
okay,
we're just gonna put a
put
bigger
it right
case
there.
there.
48 by 34 will fit there easily.
And then we could post everything in that case.
Yeah.
That's on the bulletin board inside too, whatever.
Mhm. So for all 3 of those, we're talking right around $700. Should we keep looking into that? Is the question.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna do it.
Where from?
Okay.
Where from that?
I've been on Amazon's where I found them right now,
Yeah,
so.
okay. So we'll table that until the
Yeah,
next
so-
meeting. We'll table that till next
Okay.
meeting.
Once we finally come up with something, I was gonna come and talk to you about it.
Okay, that's okay.
All right. And we've also been talking about our problem that we were having with our water softener over at the Congregational Church. We've got some information on that. We've got 4 bids from Service Off.
Here too, right?
Yeah, for to replace the one here.
Yeah, yeah, 2 systems. The system here that is in our building here is easily over 25 years old. And it it's not been working. The system over at the Congregational Church, looks like the control board has gone. We had to have it reprogrammed to get it back up and running. And that's a ServiceSoft product over there. If we take, this is a total, 3,100.
That's without the board.
That's
That's without that board.
right.
That's just for this building. Put a
Okay,
software in this
all right.
building is
Plus
$3,100.
$300.
Plus $300 for
If we were to replace that system, and he would only charge us $300 because they're already here to install the new head to get the other system in the range hall, the Congregational Church up and running.
Okay, so this is just a loan.
That's
Be
just
that
the
much.
head, if he had to come out and just replace the head, exactly. Here's Gordon Brothers estimate, here's, yeah. This is a 2-tank system. Yeah, 4,000, yeah. Culligan, Easton out of Orwell, this is 2,450. And then this is another 2-tank system, but that's all he had available.
Culligan is not gonna repair them,
They don't have the parts to repair
so they
that.
don't do it.
No, they can't do it.
And it comes out roughly, I mean,
Yeah,
The same
within
price.
$100. If
Yeah.
you do this one, we're within $100.
yeah, I'll call it with, you know, with having them do the software and then put a new board in.
Add that on here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're right, you know, we're within a couple $100.
right.
We use service on
That's,
ServiceSoft, yeah.
but this is Connecticut back here, so they can't get Connecticut parts, so they would come in and replace the whole unit to an electrical unit instead of the mechanical.
That makes the most sense.
That's what I thought.
But let's get back to the church. Does
Yes.
this have anything to do with the church?
Well, they have.
Any of this hooked to the,
Yes.
Well,
Right now,
currently
the
we're
one
hooked
out
to
of
the
the
church, yes.
Congregational Church is hooked to it. That'd be this system right here.
but you said they're gonna get a new system
They've
up there.
already, they've already installed it. Yes. So if we bypass our system to just give them raw water and let them take care of their own software,
This-
our salt cost should go way down.
But it wouldn't affect this cost. It's
No.
still gonna cost this much for us.
Correct. Yeah,
Have we looked at just a plumber to install this versus?
Yeah, I called a couple plumbers and they were through the roof.
Hmm.
Wilson's plumbing was almost 5,000, another guy was almost 5,000. So, I mean, it's just,
yeah.
and they all did water tests and all the water tests come out about the same. There's a couple difference in the, you know,
They're
stuff.
very
but-
hard water.
Yeah.
So,
So, I mean, the water's not super bad, but I think our iron was like, what, 1.4? It was the iron in the water.
I don't
The
remember.
pH, well, the pH was, all of them are at 7, 6 and 7, so that's good.
You guys want to think about this one?
Gotta get it done.
Here's the thing, with the water softener over there, if those guys put that one in, do this one, and put that board in, they can service both of them. Cause they'll both be under their company.
Surface saw?
Yeah, ServiceSoft has that one over there, this one's Connecticut. If they put a ServiceSoft in here, then they can service, we have one company come out and service both of them.
Yeah. That's a plus also.
Well, we already did enough research.
Okay. I think if it's me, I would buy the service system.
I mean, you're getting that control board for a lot less than what it
Yeah.
costs just alone, you know what I mean?
Just to install the
Yeah.
control board by itself is $942.
Plus labor.
And then they'll put it in at $300 if we buy the system here. So we're at 34 total.
Where's the system gonna be?
In
Right here.
the old shower.
In the
In
utility.
the utility room in between the bathrooms,
Okay,
it'll fit right in there.
okay.
It's just a little bit, it's only one tank. We have 2 brine tanks right now. We
Yeah.
have one tank and one softener tank, one salt tank.
We have that huge chlorination system, everything down there, service all for, it's good company.
Oh, I know. They've done it, you know.
I'll make a motion
Okay,
We know what service saw
Okay.
for our water system.
Sure.
So we're at how much money total?
34. We're gonna do this and this.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
Okay.
You arranged that?
I can call it, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I don't have their number or anything.
Yeah, I got everything, yep, I got
Thank you.
They should send us a contract
We'll talk
Yeah.
about
that we'll sign.
it. Okay. I'll call Bill tomorrow.
Okay. On the front here, you see some booklets. We've got the bridge report from the county engineer. We've got the annual report from Trumbull County Emergency Management. That's there.
The bridge,
Yeah, that's all.
bridge,
Mhm.
Trumbull County.
Go ahead, Ken.
I understand that there's gonna be a countywide, emergency management.
System test tomorrow.
System test tomorrow.
Test tomorrow.
Yes.
At the first of the month, the siren down by my house did not go off, so I don't know who's
They
responsible.
canceled that, didn't they?
Yes, it was canceled.
It's
They
kind of-
were out all night. They were out searching for that gentleman in Southington. So they canceled that.
Okay, because it was on the news tonight, that's why apparently the
Should
news
go off
media.
tomorrow morning.
So this is to take the place of the one, or this is
This is
separate?
the annual yearly tornado drill to be aware of.
It was canceled.
Yeah, that last one was canceled.
So who's responsible for maintaining that siren down there?
We are.
Trustees. Yeah.
Didn't go off first of the month,
But they didn't have it, that's why. It totally was canceled the first of the month.
the first of the month.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
see,
totally
Yeah.
canceled.
Yeah,
Because
they
they had a
didn't,
big
they didn't
search
want to
going
set the
on.
siren off because they had like 300 people out in the woods looking for that gentleman, so they didn't want to set the
Inside.
siren.
Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
that, but.
Yeah, they canceled it. It was on the news too.
So you'll
that
find
no
out tomorrow
tests.
morning if it's working.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So make sure you're awake.
Is there anything
I
else?
was,
Yes,
it wakes you up.
The approved. I just need you
Keep a
for
hold of your
karma.
coffee cup so it don't vibrate off the table.
Call Doug if it doesn't go off.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, don't call them, they know that the center is off and on.
All right, so I'm gonna, one more thing, we have to appoint a representative to Otarma. So I put forth a motion, to appoint Doug Seaman as representative and Jim Chicolo as alternate representative to Otarma Insurance Company. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Seaman? Mr.
Yes.
Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
And Doug, real quick, last meeting I brought up about the tables. I relayed that message. They said thank you.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
excellent.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Yeah, if anyone ever notices, please let us know.
Yes.
Because I don't always get told. But
Broken table, so
Yeah.
we,
we are gonna do more. I just wanted, I kind of bought a commercial grade one to hopefully to see how that was in there. That'll last a little longer.
Hold up better.
Yeah.
yes.
Definitely a lot bigger.
Yeah, well, the
Heavier.
undercarriage, the
They're heavier.
undercarriage is so
Undercarriage
much
alone is
heavier.
heavier.
That's the big difference.
The way the legs are set is a lot better too.
We done?
Yeah, just the agenda items. Oh, and the bills. Oh, I
Okay.
took the bills off.
All right, so our next township meeting is 4/1/2025 at 6 p.m. Oh, wait a second.
Isn't that right? The
What
first?
is that?
Oh, yes.
Wait a second. Yeah, the first. Yeah, that's our next meeting, April Fool's Day. Okay. All right. Yes. We received from Bristol Zoning Commission a letter of transmittal to about accessory dwelling units not attached to the principal dwelling. This is a lot of information. And so we're going to have a hearing about that, and I would suggest that we have a hearing April 1st at 5:30 p.m.
Before then.
before our 6 o'clock meeting.
I guess I should have waited. Listen to the whole thing. What? Well, I put a note in my phone and then
Oh,
you changed
okay.
the time on me.
Oh, okay.
Still at 6 o'clock, right?
You want to do it at 6?
So we're doing it at
All
5:30?
right, I said 5:30.
The meeting, our regular
This
meeting.
is, yeah, but I think this is important because there's a lot of
I
information.
didn't hear that. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
part.
this is an important subject. It's gonna take a good half hour.
Now.
Okay,
5:30.
5:30. So I've got a motion on the floor for 5:30 for a hearing for zoning. I have a second.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes,
Mr. Chicolo?
Yeah.
Mr. Walden?
Yes.
have a motion to pay bills, please.
Motion to pay bills.
Second.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Walden?
Yes.
Anything to come before the meeting?
You got a question.
Yes, sir.
Right now, you currently only have the option of Northeast Ohio gas or natural gas here,
Yes.
and they're horrible, absolutely horrible. Is there any options of getting like other options out here?
It's set by the PUCO.
What was that one a couple months ago?
What do you mean, as to pay?
But no, they want, no, they
For
want.
service.
For service, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's all through the PUCO.
For the longest time, they were doing estimate bills. When I bought the house, they didn't even do a final read, they did an
We
estimate.
moved in with an estimate from purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw one on Facebook saying, yeah, you can definitely go to another company. You can't. We're in a, they call them pocket,
Yeah,
they
we're
call them
in the
pocket
desert.
utilities.
Fuel oil
If they
and
have it, they have it,
Companies
and they're not releasing it.
Is
And
Wade-
they have to, so if the PUCO says, hey, we want to put someone else in there, they still have to sign off on it. If they don't sign off on it, it won't happen.
That's the PUCO.
Yes.
That's right. There you go.
All right,
Still
well-
probably cheaper than fuel oil.
I'll put forth a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, who seconded it?
Jim?
Jim? Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Walden?
Yes.